Hello friends, this is part 2 of my homeschool haul for the upcoming school year for 2024 to 2025. I'm going to share with you the Memoria Press curriculum that I got. I'm going to go through it pretty fast because it is 3 boxes. If you are new here, my name is Lisa and I am a single homeschool mom of 5, and on this channel I share with you homeschool content and large family grocery hauls as well. So if you are interested in that, be sure to subscribe. I'd love to have you here. And if you enjoyed this video, please give it a like below because that really helps me out. So I'm gonna just go ahead and get started with the boxes. I might go through it rather quickly, but if you ever want me to do a flip through of a certain book, let me know down in the comments and I would be happy to help you with that, because I know that it's hard to decide whether you want to buy something or not without seeing it better. So let me just go ahead and say that I have a kindergartner, a 2nd grader, a 3rd grader, and a 5th and 7th grader next year. So I've actually been homeschooling for 8 years now, so that's pretty exciting. This is the Bronze Bow. My 7th grader is going to read this next year. The Book of Insects. This is for my 5th graders, science, but honestly all my kids will probably enjoy it as well. These are the pronunciation CDs for first form Latin. So these are super helpful, and we're gonna go through first form Latin really slow for my older 2 because they've just been struggling with other subjects. So I'm not super concerned about getting all the way through all the Latin. I think we're just gonna try to go at a slow pace and do it that way. So for my 5th grader, he's gonna be reading Heidi and Lassie Come Home. See, this one's called The Days Gone By, Songs of the American Poets. So my little guys will listen to this. I'm sure that they will enjoy that, kind of like an audio, I believe. Then we have flashcards, which don't be scared of all these flashcards if you don't use them all at once. In fact, I have kids that have ADHD and dyslexia and things like that, so we honestly don't always get through all flashcards because some of them just take longer to memorize things. So this is 200 questions about American history flashcards. I'm excited about that. This one is Latin recitation flashcards. Famous men of the Middle Ages. And let's see, first form Latin flashcards. So I guess you got 2 Latin ones. Oh, Latin grammar. Okay, yeah. And then the Trojan War is another one that my 7th grader is going to read. Let's see what else we got in this box. Okay, so for my little guys, they have some, several of my kids are doing Simply Classical, which is for children with special needs or special learning styles where they have learning differences, where they have like ADHD, dyslexia, those kinds of things. So the math has some math read-alouds for Simply Classical. And so this one is, what's the place value? I also got first form Latin student text, which kind of looks like that. That's what that one is. Okay, following the plan, English 5 test and English 5 worksheets. I don't know how much of the Rod and Staff English that we will use this year. We'll see if they need some extra English help. But I did get it just in case, and we are actually doing composition 1 and 2. So my oldest boys are doing composition 1 and 2. One semester will be comp 1 and the 2nd semester will be comp 2. So Curious George learns to count from 1 to 100. That is again for my little guys. Math read alouds. This one is math counts pattern. And then this is for my second grader. This is his nature journal. I like that it has kind of how to classify animals and things in the front, so that's kind of cool. And then, you know, birds, mammals, all that stuff. And then it has basically a place for them to draw a picture and then write something about that animal or bird or whatever they see in nature. So this one is First Form Latin Teacher's Key. For their reading, I didn't get really the student books for my older boys because I want them to focus on their writing in composition and in their cursive and those kinds of things, because it gets really frustrating for them. So with dyslexia and their spelling and stuff. So the Bronze Bow, we just got the teacher's guide, and we've been discussing out loud the vocabulary and the comprehension questions and things, and that's been really, really good for them. Their vocabulary and comprehension is like way, way above. So the Trojan War teacher's guide as well. The Book of Insects student workbook. I may not have them do all the writing again in this, but there is like labeling different animals and things like that. So I did want to make sure that they got into labeling and sketching and stuff like that for those. This is the text for the famous men of the Middle Ages. I mean, I can kind of show you a little bit what that looks like, but this is a big, thick book, so I'm sure that they'll have fun with that. They've really been enjoying the famous men of Rome. So this is American History Outline Student Guide. So my oldest is going to be doing a little bit of American history. I don't know if we'll get through all of it or not. We'll see. My goal is to make sure we get through all of the American history. How many seeds in a pumpkin? This is again another math read aloud for my little guys. So sorry, but everything was randomly placed in the box, so it's randomly coming out. So just you're seeing it like how I am seeing it. So Anne of Green Gables teacher's guide. My 5th grader is going to read Anne of Green Gables, but we already have the book, so I didn't need to buy that one. First Form Latin teacher's manual. And then we did Geography 1 this year and also finished up the 50 states for my older two. My younger ones have actually been doing 50 states as well through our co-op. So this is Geography 2's teacher's guide. So we're doing Geography 2 with my older boys. Exploring the world of biology. This is the teacher guide and test. My 7th grader is going to be doing biology. Let's see. The insect flashcards. So these are the insects they're supposed to learn by the end of the year, and so they're going to love that. It has a picture and then the name of the insect on the back with a little bit of information about them. So these are the field guides for insects of North America and trees. So again, my 5th grader is doing insects. My 7th grader is doing trees for a little bit of tree study. So they're gonna love those as well. So they can like look up something, a different tree, and figure out what it is, or a different insect. This is the Book of Trees. Right? That's the text that they were gonna read. So they'll learn about trees in that text there. Latin Grammar Recitation Handbook. Again, I don't know how much of the English that we will use this year. We're focusing mostly on composition and writing, but we might do a little bit to help them out. So this is English 3, and then this one is English 5. This is the text for the story of the 13 colonies in the Great Republic. So this is the American history. So you can see there's some pictures in there and text. Again, I said that we were using the Simply Classical. Now I will say this, I've never had any problems with the printing from Memorial Press, and we've been using it for the 8 years that we've been homeschooling. But this curriculum manual, the Simply Classical curriculum, levels 9 and 10, the ink just wasn't very bright and I couldn't read it very well. So I messaged them and they sent me a new copy right away. So their customer service is really, really good. This is Exploring the World of Biology Supplemental Student Questions. The Book of Trees Student Workbook. This is the Hobbit Teacher's Guide. I actually already have the Hobbit, so this is for my 7th grader. He's going to be reading the Hobbit this year. And then I can't remember who this one is for, but it's copybook, cursive number 3, scripture, and it looks like that. So basically they're copying down the scripture really nice below, and they do really well with that. So the Story of the 13 Colonies and Great Republic Student Guide. First Form Latin Quizzes and Tests. And then these ones I believe are Latin songs. I'm going to have to learn more, but this is the song book. I haven't really looked over the Latin stuff too much, but this is the student workbook, and this is the teacher key. So I will definitely look into those. This is Geography 2 Student Workbook. And this is Geography 2 Student Text. So if you can see, it has a map of the place that we're talking about, and then it gives a little bit of information about it. And then they have to label the places and stuff that you're talking about. So, Famous Men of the Middle Ages, Student Guide, or sorry, Teacher's Guide. So this has got all the answers, the answer key in it. This is the Book of Trees Teacher's Guide. 200 questions about the American History Student Guide. So that's going to be super fun, I think. The Story of the 13 Colonies and Great Republic Teacher Guide, I'm sorry. And this is the biology book that we are using. It's the World of Biology. So I'm excited about that for my 7th grader. Again, they always give you the classical teachers little magazine that has articles in it, and then the Simply Classical if you're ordering Simply Classical curriculum as well. So this is for my little guys. This is Kindergarten Phonics Supplemental Workbook. There's that. And then I have Simply Classical curriculum. This is the new one that was printed better for the levels 9 and 10. I also have Simply Classical curriculum level 1. This is for my little ones, and actually mostly for my 2nd grader. And then he's also we're actually going to be using a little bit of this to finish up the school year because he's already done with the other level. And then so he'll be doing a little bit of level 1 and a little bit of level 2 next year, hopefully finishing level 2. So, okay, I've got the last box here. There's a couple more of our read alouds for math. This one's called 10 Sly Piranhas. This one is 100 Bugs, a counting book. And the Creation Story for Children. So that's pretty cool. You can see that. Lassie Come Home Student Guide. So I guess I did get some student guides. This is for my 5th grader. So we can probably practice writing a couple sentences with the sentences that are on there, or for the comprehension. American History Outline Teacher's Key. 200 questions about American History Teacher Guide. And then for my 5th grader, I have the curriculum manual. Now, if you have ever seen the curriculum manuals, I have shown them on here before. There is like instructions for the teacher on the front, and then you go into what looks like a week. They do have little check boxes if you want to check stuff off. I don't absolutely do everything. That's just too much for me. I'm not a classical school. I'm a classical homeschool. And so these are the subjects here, and then these are the days of the week. So I loosely follow it, I guess. Mostly follow it, but I give some space to make it a little bit more simple. Then in the back is the recitation and any other papers that you might need to print out or things like that. So that is what that looks like, and I have shown that in previous videos. This is the English 3 Teacher's Manual for Rod and Staff. This is Lassie Come Home, Teacher's Guide. This is the Book of Insects, Teacher's Guide. This is Heidi, Student Guide. And then I already have Classical Composition 1. This is Classical Composition 2. So, let's see. Classical Composition is narrative. Classical Composition 2 is narrative. This is the Student Guide. And we actually are not going to do, for Simply Classical, they only have them doing anywhere from 5 to 15 lessons, depending on, you just want them to learn how to write good ones. So if we really focus and do 5 good ones for each classical composition, they're not going to miss out on anything. It's just practicing writing. So I want them to do 5 good ones per semester. So we're going to do 5 papers per semester with this. So they do like an outline, and they read something, and they do an outline, and then they write their paper. I believe that's kind of the way that they have it laid out, but I'm not 100% sure. So this one is English 5 Teacher's Manual, which is huge. This is another tree book. This is the tree book for kids and their grown-ups, which is really cool. There's one page. That's neat. I think that they will have fun with that. This is the Simply Classical copybook for book 1 for my 2nd grader. Again, a lot of this we're actually going to finish our year with this, with level 1 a little bit, so we'll do a little bit of level 1 at the beginning of next year. This is the Classical Composition 2 Narrative Teacher Guide. Again, if you want me to show more of the classical composition up close, let me know. And then this is the last thing in the boxes, and this one is for my little guys. It's a jumbo puzzle map of the world. So that is everything from Memoria Press. Again, I tried to go through it rather fast because it was 3 huge boxes, and I didn't want to make this video super long. So if you want me to flip through something a little bit more, let me know down in the comments below, and I'd be happy to do that for you. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will talk to you in the comments below.